And well, a case has been registered against Arvind Kejriwal for making controversial statements during one of his rallies. In fact, it was during his rally in Amethi that Kejriwal said that voting for Congress or BJP is to betray the nation. The case has been registered at the Muzaffarkhana police station. And well, Kejriwal is just the latest politician to go ahead and get a case registered against him for controversial statements being made in a rally. It is said that Arvind Kejriwal just last week, when he was campaigning in Amethi, went on to state that anybody who votes for the BJP or the Congress is in fact betraying the nation. A very strong statement being made by Kejriwal there, and it looks like it hasn't gone down too well with the cops who have gone ahead and filed a case against him. We will have to wait and watch to see exactly how this will pan out, but it looks like it's not just the Congress and BJP, but Kejriwal as well, who is caught in controversy at this point. And campaigning will come to an end today in Seemandhra, as well as other states going to polls on May 7th. But leaders in the Seemandhra region have been fighting it out in the last many weeks, trying to outdo political rivals in some mammoth rallies. In fact, the two men you see on your screens will decide the fate, will be in fact the instrumental players in Seemandhra, keeping in mind the wave that has swept Seemandhra with regards to the bifurcation. There is a lot of eyes on the politics that will be playing out. No doubt it will be very curious to see which among the two prevails. Both of them are said to have gathered quite a bit of support and crucial in different ways for both. Jagan Mohan Reddy's party, YSRCP, is in fact debuting in the assembly front with this particular elections. Keep in mind that in Seemandhra it's not just Lok Sabha elections but also assembly elections, and Jagan on his part, while he was in the custody of the cops for quite some time, was finally released on bail, and making up for lost time, he has been campaigning quite a bit and extensively in several parts of Seemandhra. Meanwhile, for Chandrababu Naidu, it is do or die, as we do understand that this particular elections is probably his last hope at coming back to power. We have seen Chandrababu Naidu being shunned in the last few elections, and of course considering that there is quite a bit of support for TDP this time around, if Chandrababu Naidu doesn't manage to pull it through, it is trouble for him, as it could literally mean the end of his political career. Now, these two have been taking pot shots at each other for quite some time now. Chandrababu Naidu, of course, has the support of the BJP, and he is hoping that that will come in good. Jagan Mohan Reddy, of course, his charm and the fact that he has been able to connect with several people could work in his favor, but it is D-Day, no doubt, for them in 2 more days, and considering that campaigning will be coming to an end today, there is no doubt that both of them will ensure that they leave no stone unturned to end their campaigns with a bang. Well, we've got some big news coming in. 4 unidentified people rob a house in Akshay Nagar in Yelahanka. Armed robbers have made away with gold ornaments worth 5.5 lakh rupees. So, of course, the cops are present there. They are investigating the case, but it is understood that 4 people who have been unidentified as of now have stolen gold ornaments worth 5.5 lakh rupees from a house in Akshay Nagar in Yelahanka. My colleague Verghese joins us with more information. Verghese, over to you. Take us through exactly what we know.
Well, what I presently know is that this particular house belonged to PWD contractor Govind Raju, and these 4 assailants barged into the middle of the night, threatened the residents inside the house with long machetes, and even said that if anyone made a noise, they would in fact cut through their throats. And one of the people, what they did apparently is that they ensured that took one of the residents in the place and took them straight to the locker cupboard that was there, and from the locker cupboard they in fact were able to get ornaments and gold jewelry that they immediately tucked away into a sack, and they made way once they were able to get complete hold over the jewelry and gold ornaments. They in fact made way as fast as possible in the dead of the night. The family was in fact quite shocked for the next 2 hours to in fact even contact anyone. The neighbors did not know what was happening, as it was done in a very sophisticated manner and in a very stealthy manner. But after 2 hours, when they were able to in fact regain their senses and also to come to terms for what happened. They informed the police, and the police have come to the place, and now they are investigating. They are pressing forensic experts, and the sniffers dogs have also been employed to ensure that they'll be able to get hold or some kind of lead towards this cracking this robbery, Akshita.
Right, Varghese. So also, if you could once again highlight exactly what the robbers made away with.
Well, it is what we know at present. It is that it is gold jewelry worth around rupees 5.5 lakh rupees that has been taken away from the family by the robbers. And what we have come to know is that also they used long machetes. Okay, they used only long machetes to, in fact, threaten the residents of the house. And what we also know is that they came the dead of the night, and one of the residents had given in a statement saying that the face of the people were in fact covered, so that they were not able to find out, and also they did not speak to each other. And what they did was their instructions were only given to the residents as to what to do, Akshita.
Right, Varghese, thank you so much for joining us with all those details. But the big news just coming in that yet another robbery has been reported. This time around, 4 armed robbers who had masks on robbed a house in Akshay Nagar in the dead of night in Yelahanka. They made away with gold ornaments worth 5.5 lakh rupees. The cops are present there. They are conducting investigations to maybe try and figure out exactly who these people were. But yet another incident such as this coming to light, and once again highlighting the fact that there is need for better security and better safety in Bengaluru. And moving on, the forecast of a weak monsoon this year has brought back worries of a water crisis in the country. Water is fast depleting in key reservoirs, and although current levels are significantly higher than normal in most places, with the exception of South India, a slow start to the monsoon next month could quickly bring the situation to a halt. The latest update from the Central Water Commission, which monitors the status of 85 important reservoirs in the country, said live storage in these water bodies was 33% of the total capacity as of May. 30 of these reservoirs are in South India, and these have recorded the maximum dip in storage for the past 4 months. Well, it's normal for water bodies to deplete sharply in the pre-monsoon summer months, but as a whole, the water level in these reservoirs was 126% of the corresponding period last year and 142% of the average in the past 10 years. But these bodies get mainly recharged by monsoon rains in June to September. If rains are patchy in June and July, the situation could get acute. Well, in fact, latest statistics show that water is fast depleting, and in South India more than anywhere else. We understand that considering, of course, it is pre-monsoon, the weather is rather dry, and it is normal for reservoirs to face a depletion at this point. But everyone's talking about the fact that if it is a weak monsoon, it could spell big trouble for the people, as water then will be very, very depleted and will be a depleted resource. There will be a huge shortage of water. Considering the predictions have already stated that it will be a weak monsoon, everyone will just have to cross their fingers and hope that there will be enough rains to sustain the entire South India, as we understand that several reservoirs have the bare minimum as of now with regards to the amount of water. In fact, as of now, we understand that the reservoirs have about 33% of their total capacity as of May 1st, and that is considered a bare minimum of sorts. So while things are okay as of now, definitely in the months to come, it will not paint a pretty picture if there are no rains in the area. And in Hubli, Dalit organizations have held a protest against Baba Ramdev's statements. Several key shops were shut in the city and tires were burnt as protesters took to the streets. the shops in the old bus station area were forcibly made to be closed down by the protesters. In fact, keep in mind, Baba Ramdev had got a controversy when he had in fact gone on to make a statement about Rahul Gandhi and Dalits, and that did not go down too well with the Dalit organizations, as several of them came out to protest. In fact, a complaint has been filed against Baba Ramdev. There is an FIR to his name, but it looks like it hasn't made much of a difference. And of course, the people coming together once again in Karnataka, we have seen some widespread anger by protesters across the state, and Hubli once again rising in protests this time around. The people going ahead and shutting shops, ensuring that everyone who had their shops open were made to close it down, and some of them even vandalized the shops' belongings. This is what was done by the protesters. As you can see, they forcibly closed down most of the shops which were kept open. This was in the bus stand, and while several of these shops were open for business, protesters created quite some galata and ensured that the owners didn't have a choice but to close down their shops. In fact, we understand that there is a band in Hubli as of now, and keeping in mind this particular band, several shops continue to remain open, and this clearly irked the protesters as they were seen going ahead and forcibly shutting down these shops and also trying to stop buses from plying on this day. And moving on, what do you want to do in summer? Well, what about binging on some ice cream? This is precisely what happened in Mangalore. Here's the report.
Ice cream is so tasty. During hot summers, it has the ability to give that much needed coolness. In Mangalore, the coastal town, an ice cream eating competition was held for kids. For the last 20 years, such a contest is being held annually. The organizers are GC and Dinky, manufacturers of ice cream. This unique competition attracts not just kids but elders too. Held especially on Sundays at Kadri, elders too are seen enthusiastically participating just like young kids. As it is a competition, prizes are also given away. Kids eating ice creams in different ways is really a sight to see. The first Sunday of May every year is the competition held. No one needs any invitation. Even though there are prizes for the competition, the love for eating ice creams is beyond the prizes. Both elders and kids just forget themselves in the bliss of eating those ice creams. Rajesh Putur for News 9, Mangalore.